Hello, if you're a lawyer, just give me a few seconds. My name is Dr. Sean Cussons. Now, lawyers are called learned for a purpose because they're one of the only professions that straddle all sectors of the economy and life is an entirety. In fact, the profession demands a high level of hard work from school to law school to internships to all kinds before, they're able to say they are lawyers. So generally, the profession contributes enormously to our lives and systems. But you see, the return on this investment is not always fast. It's not as fast as it should be, but it is not due largely to lack of legal expertise. It is mostly because of lack of business system. Law is a business. Law is not just a practice. So let me ask you some questions before we go into arguments. If something takes you away from your law firm for about 3 months, how will you fare financially? Also, how will your law firm fare? What systems have you put in place to bring in clients? What systems are in place? What algorithms are in place for proper customer service or client service? These questions are not just rhetorical. They're meant to be answered. And here comes in one of the roles of the CPD, Continuous Professional Development. Now, if you are still treating CPD as a compliance requirement, it may be time to treat it right now as what? As a strategic advantage and career progression and practice legacy, tool. And I want you to answer that question. Are you still treating CPD as just a compliance requirement, or are you treating it as a strategic advantage for your career, for your practice? Now, don't just rush to tick the CPD box every year. The whole truth is that compliance alone will not future-proof your practice and your career. What will? The answer is transforming the way you practice law through knowledge, through building systems, and through acquiring tools, tangible and intangible, that put you ahead of the curve. Let's face it, the legal industry is changing rapidly because of the introduction mostly of ICT tools. Clients are demanding more. People are not looking for information anymore. They're looking for interpretation. Technology is reshaping how law is delivered. AI is no longer a science fiction. It's already here. You can write your draft and prepare your cases, can do quite a lot, write MOUs and all those. Now, if you're not upgrading your skills, especially around IT and systemizing and business side, if you are not systemizing your practice, if you're not preparing for the digital future, then there's a problem. So whether you are a senior partner, an associate, or whether you are even just starting out, you risk being left behind. As you already know, in law, falling behind is not an option because there are too many learned people in the profession. Our NBA-ICLE Accredited CPD Training for Lawyers courses are designed to give you both CPD points and equip you with practical real-world tools you can apply immediately in your practice. So our courses include advanced public speaking and persuasive communication skills for lawyers. Here we take you behind the scene into the heuristics and algorithms that help the human person get convinced easily. You'll see the science of public speaking and the science of persuasion, the nut and bolt and the tools and the rivets that you can screw, the switches you can touch to get a yes or a no as easily as you want. Because your voice is your most powerful tool. Now, one of our courses is business and tech systems for sustainable law practice. And because law is not only a profession, it's also a business. So you need to understand the technology, the automation tools, you need to run it as a business, not just as a practice. Of course, legalpreneurship mastery and ethical monetization of your legal expertise helps you to translate your expertise into sustainable income, passive and active. Now, our course, Digital Law Practice Accelerator, and building a virtual law firm, helps you to know the tools you can use to practice law virtually. In other words, the exigencies of the virtual law firm is here, is now, is not far in the future. People want to pay you online. People want to submit things for you. People want virtual meetings. People want all kinds. You need to, build, whether it's about managing your staff or managing your case file or managing whatever. You need to understand how to run those things virtually in a secure platform. Now, artificial intelligence, team, time management, and tools for operational excellence, they are all courses you can be part of. Now, because efficiency is what separates thriving practices right now from struggling one. How much are you spending? How much time are you spending to achieve this? They're as important as everything. So in our CPD courses, every session is delivered not in abstract theory, but in actionable strategies. Yes? So think of your future self 1 year from now. Do you want to look back and say, I stayed the same? Or do you want to look back and say, I positioned myself as a modern, thriving lawyer who embraced change and grew in IT, in my business systems, my customer service, and all those? Am I just practicing law? Am I building a law business and building legacy? So already hundreds of lawyers, across Nigeria have joined our training, from senior advocates to young associates and to all kinds of juniors and newbies, and the feedback is always the same. I wish I had taken this earlier. So we make our trainings very interactive and hands-on. I want you to move beyond compliance to future-proofing your practice. So if you want to stay relevant in this fast-changing legal space by building systems, then I invite you to register for CPD courses today. While renewing your license, it's very important that you also renew your age in the business of law, not just practice. So click the link, around this and join us, and let's transform your practice. Now remember, to build a law business, you need to also build systems around that, so that your law practice will not just end up being something that sustains you only when you are active. If you want to rest for 3 months, you are forced to come back to practice because no system is really running things. Globally today, in the 21st century, law is not only a practice, law is also a business, because 21st century is a century of permissionlessness. Once more, I'm Dr. Sean Cussons, and I will be walking the journey with you. Let's move beyond CPD compliance and renewal of license to building business systems and core of the mind growth for the law business, building a law business of relevance and intergenerational legacy. Lawyers, like doctors, like accountants, have technical skills. To be successful in it financially, you need to have business skills. A medical doctor, can do all the surgeries and remain poor if he doesn't know how to run a business and bring in clients and sustain and retain those clients and get the clients to get him or her referral. The same with accountants, lawyers, and all those technical skills. So let's do this together. Click the link and let's see you inside. Thank you.